Notion AI has undergone pretty major updates recently, now being focused on having agentic capabilities, not just chatting, but also creating databases, insights, charts, and having a much more customized profile that you can play with. So in this video, we are looking at the main updates to Notion AI, what you can do right now with it, and how it is unfolding in its value, especially if you've been using Notion for a while and you have lots of data in your workspace. The latest version of Notion AI can become very powerful to extract insights, notice patterns, or create data more easily so that you can optimize your work and do the best that you can with what you have. The first thing that we're looking at is what the previous version looks like. So here is Notion AI, which is available on business and enterprise plans in Notion. This is the old version of Notion AI. You can see this panel here. Look at the UI and a few options here to start from, such as summarizing the page, finding action items, translating. So you can see how text-based this is, okay? There's also the possibility to access Notion AI from the sidebar menu here in full screen. And this one has research mode, build mode, which is very light in this old version, and then I can select different models. In here, the sources of the data, attached documents, whether to search the web or not. Now, here is the new version of Notion AI, Notion page. There is a chat as per usual, but you can see that I can open it in the right sidebar or in a floating panel like before. So the sidebar is very nice because then you can keep it in here, also while navigating across pages on the same tab in the Notion workspace. And then you have an ongoing chat, which you can then see a history of here from the drop-down menu. You can also start a new chat on any page. And in here, you can see how the available options, at least the initial options, are a bit different. So you can still summarize pages. You can still do all the text-based things that LLMs are quite good at. But then there are additional capabilities of AI to work with structured data, to work with data sources in Notion and not just text. So we can analyze for insights, for example, looking at databases or data sources and extracting insights about that data. We can also create databases or data sources or pages quite easily. And we can also add context. Context are pages in the Notion workspace, similar to what we can do in Cursor, where we can have different context files or other sources that we can use on any chat. So we can have one or multiple pages in Notion as context. Whenever I open the chat on a page, for example, here I'm in Design Thinking Toolkit, the context is automatically taken from the current page, but I can delete it if I want to chat more generally, for example. I can attach files, although images and PDFs only are supported right now. And I can also select the AI model here on this sidebar. And then I can select all the sources, only specific pages, or the Notion workspace, or connected apps as well, and web search. So that's initial insight on this. There is still the full page AI chat, which I can access in here, Notion AI. I can see the history of chats from this clock menu. Here I can see some initial prompts, and the same interface is available here with the addition of research. And I can also select the AI model, not just to chat with the whole Notion workspace as the context, but also if I just want to use an AI model to chat generically, not using the Notion context. So like I would do if I were in Claude by Anthropic or ChatGPT by OpenAI or Gemini. These are the models available right now as I'm filming this video. But for keeping the Notion workspace as context, we can only use either Claude Sonnet 4 or GPT-5 as of right now. And if we do auto, then Notion AI will select the best model. In here as well, in all sources, same as before, we can select different sources for the output. Now let's get into each specific feature available that's worth noting and that's been either improved or introduced very recently at the Make with Notion event. The first thing is personalization. When I open a chat, if I click on the icon here, I can personalize the AI in the workspace. In particular, I can set a name right here. I can use one of these icons to enrich the face. So you can see a hat and different funny icons are there. And I can also set instructions. So instructions is the custom prompt that we can use for the agent. So we can have many instruction pages. These are Notion pages, and they are called profiles because each profile can have a different kind of identity, way of interacting with you, context to use, or any other personalization that you wish. So based on what you're working on, you can select a different profile. For example, right now, as I'm filming this video, we can only have profiles on the private section of the workspace, although I think this will change soon, very likely. Otherwise, this is a bit limited right now. In terms of structuring things, maybe a database where I can organize all the profiles could be handy. And you can see if a page is set as the current AI profile in my Notion workspace, then there is this AI profile badge in it. So if I open a profile, you can see there are instructions here that you can customize as much as you want. It's an AI prompt, just like you would do in ChatGPT, Claude, or any other models that you use. And a profile can be learning continuously based on your interactions. So you can see here, I've included a section for notes, instructing to update these notes based on my preferences during chats. So if I notice that a response is something I don't like, or it includes a certain thing that I don't like, I can instruct it to not do that anymore and keep it in mind. And the AI would automatically update a page with some preferences, as you can see here, for this specific profile. So when I personalize the AI, I can change profile. There are some templates here, and then I can use my own page and search for whatever profile I want to use. And then clicking on done would save that profile and use it in the chat interaction. So when using the chat, Notion AI can also perform actions on databases. For example, let's say on this template, I know that there are a few personas and customer journeys, and I want to add some content to this database, add sample data to this database. So I can ask that to Notion AI, and it will take actions. And then you can see what's going on here. So it's creating pages. It shows the pages created. You can see database updating in real time. And then once it's done, then it outputs the response. And then I can see here how things are going. In addition to taking action within the Notion workspace, you can also search the web, for example, if you include that here, and other apps, which means, let's say I have a CRM and I want to add the new contact, and I have the email address, and I can ask Notion AI to run a research on that email address and that contact on the web, find info about him or her, and add that info into the contact page so that I can prepare for the meeting, let's say, as an example. And this would require a bit of automation engineering until a short time ago. But right now, this is possible if I use Notion AI. There might be some limitations in terms of how much data it can find on the web about the person compared to traditional scrapers. But in my experience, it can do a lot, for example, on that use case and other use cases. We can also extract insights from databases. As an example, there is a product sales analytics database that I recently created for an automation as a template. If you want to check it out, it's one of the recent videos that I published. And I can ask it to extract insights, maybe brainstorm about strategies for our products, for our services, for the business. So let's ask. You can see how it searches data sources and then outputs the response. And there is also the source, so I can click on it. And then here, let's say I want to open revenue over time, and I can see February was indeed the highest month for revenue in this sample database. So then I can go back to that chat if I like, continue chatting, exploring things, just like I would with any other LLM out there. The last thing I'll mention, although there are other features that have been released or improved recently, such as the meeting notes block, there's an AI custom block that we can use on any page, and other small things, which I find it is best if you discover them yourself to see if you find value in this kind of approach to using AI. The last thing that I want to show you is writing formulas with AI, which I think is very useful. It's been released quite silently, although I do think it is a pretty powerful feature. So for example, there is a data source like this one here, product sales analytics, and let's say I want to add a formula in here. Let's say I want to see if it is this month. So I want to edit the formula, pop-up menu there opens up. Here I can see, I can show types or no. The type is what's the output of the formula. If it is a number, a text, a list of blocks, meaning pages, for example. So that's what this is for. I can also preview for specific pages. And if I want to ask AI, then I can go here and ask what I want the formula to be. For example, I want to know if the sale is within the current month. And you can see here, it also adds comments. So we check the sale date. If it is not empty, we turn it into a month. And if it is equal to today's month and the year is equals to today's year, then it is within this month. So if I preview for this page, it is checked because it is this month. And indeed, if I look at the date, it is September, which is when I'm recording this video. But if you look at this one here, this is August, and is this month is unchecked because it is not this month. So that's nice. It also includes comments. It can be particularly helpful for more complex use cases. For example, recently I was building a leave tracker for tracking employees' leaves and time off. And I wanted to include public holidays and other holidays within the company, and also only track time on a specific schedule, which is the working day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., for example. And so that required quite complex logics, and I used Notion AI to help with that. And the output works, and it has a very nice layout and comments that explain what each line does, which is very helpful for future reference. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you wish to work together, contact me via the link in the description, where you can also find templates and resources that I've created over time. See you in the next one.